Walk through your morning with me. The alarm goes off. Before your eyes are even fully focused, your hand is already reaching for your phone. You check Instagram. You watch a few TikToks. You brush your teeth. While a YouTube video plays in the background, you check your email. You pull up Google Maps to check traffic. You fire up Spotify for the drive. On the commute, a Facebook notification pops up. At lunch, more TikTok. On the way home, a podcast. After dinner, Netflix. And right before bed, one last doom scroll through Instagram. What do all these services have in common? They are free. $0. Instagram, free. TikTok, free. Google search, free. Gmail, free. YouTube, free. It's an amazing world, isn't it? Multi-billion-dollar corporations hire tens of thousands of the smartest engineers on the planet to build incredible tools and give them to you for absolutely nothing. Are they running a charity? Did the billionaires of Silicon Valley suddenly develop a deep altruistic love for humanity? No, of course not. The reason you don't pay for the product is simple. You are not the customer. You are the product. Your eyeballs are the product. Your time is the product. Where you go, what you eat, who you talk to, and what you search for at 2 a.m. That is the product. And the price tag on that product? It is infinitely higher than a $9.99 subscription. My name is Dean. I spend way too much time obsessing over the hidden price tags behind the word free. If you are the type of person who cancels a $5 app subscription to save money, but spends 4 hours a day glued to your phone, this video is going to change how you see the world. Hit that subscribe button, and let's calculate exactly how much free is costing you. There is a formal academic name for this. It's called the attention economy. The concept was first coined by Nobel laureate Herbert Simon back in 1971. He said something profound. A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. In plain English, in a world where information is everywhere, the only scarce resource left is your focus, your attention, where your eyes go. That is the new oil. As of 2024, the global digital advertising market is worth roughly $680 billion. To put that in perspective, that is larger than the entire global film industry and music industry combined. Multiplied by 10, where does that $680 billion come from? It comes from buying and selling you. Meta, Alphabet, ByteDance, TikTok. Their business model is terrifyingly simple. Capture your attention for as long as possible, then sell that attention to advertisers. Every 30 seconds you watch a reel, Meta gets paid. Every time you swipe on TikTok, ByteDance's revenue ticks up. And here is the cynical truth. These companies are not in the business of making you happy. They are in the business of making you addicted. Happiness means you're satisfied, so you put the phone down. Addiction means you're never satisfied, so you never stop scrolling. That difference isn't an accident. It's a design feature. Let's get into the science, because this is where it gets dark. Why do you say just 5 minutes, and then snap out of a trance? 45 minutes later, there is a lab at Stanford University called the Behavior Design Lab, founded by B.J. Fogg. Do you know where his students went to work? Instagram, Facebook, Uber. The people who built the most addictive apps on your phone learned exactly how to hack human behavior. In that classroom, the core mechanism is called variable ratio reinforcement. This is the same psychological principle behind slot machines. If you pulled the lever and won every time, it would be boring. If you never won, you'd quit. But if you win sometimes, at unpredictable intervals, your brain goes crazy. Pulling down to refresh your Instagram feed is the digital equivalent of pulling a slot machine lever. Will you get a funny meme? A text from a crush? A boring ad? You don't know. That uncertainty spikes your dopamine. A 2018 Harvard study confirmed that social media notifications trigger the exact same dopamine pathways as gambling. And then there is the social validation feedback loop. Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, admitted this in 2017. He said, "We needed a sort of social validation feedback loop. It's a little dopamine hit every once in a while because someone liked or commented on a photo or a post. So when you check your phone every 5 minutes to see if you got a like, it's not because you have weak willpower. It's because your brain is reacting to a system designed by PhDs and neuroscientists with billion-dollar R&D budgets. It is a casino that follows you into your bathroom. Okay, let's do the math. Let's calculate the invoice for these free apps. First item, your time. According to eMarketer 2024, the average US adult spends about 4 hours and 25 minutes on their mobile device every day. Of that, roughly 2 hours and 23 minutes is spent on social media. 2 hours and 23 minutes. Doesn't sound too bad, right? Let's annualize it. That is roughly 870 hours a year. If you work a standard 8-hour day, that is 109 workdays. You are spending nearly 4 months of your year working for Instagram and TikTok for free. Let's put a price tag on that. The median US hourly wage is roughly 3870 hours x 30, 20,600. You are donating over $26,000 of your labor to these apps every single year. Second item, opportunity cost. This is the scary one. If you took just half of that time, just 1 hour a day, and put it into a side hustle, learning a skill, or researching investments, let's conservatively say that creates $13,000 of extra value per year. Invest $13,000 annually into the S&P $500 at a 10% average return. In 30 years, that is $228 million. The cost of those TikTok videos isn't free. The cost is your entire retirement fund. Third item, your data. According to analysis, a user's data profile is worth hundreds of dollars a year to these platforms. Every click, every pause, every search, every location tag. It's all packaged and sold. You are a 247 factory worker, producing data, and you don't even get a paycheck. Let's humanize this. Meet Jason. Jason is 28, works in marketing, makes $58,000 a year. 700 AM alarm. Jason scrolls Instagram in bed for 20 minutes. Commute TikToks on the train, 30 minutes. Lunch YouTube shorts, 25 minutes. Afternoon slump Reddit, 15 minutes. Evening Netflix and scrolling, 1 hour. Bedtime doom scrolling, 30 minutes. Total 2 hours and 40 minutes. At his hourly rate, Jason just gave away $75 of his time today. But it gets worse. Think about what Jason is seeing. His friend's trip to Bali, an influencer's new watch, a perfectly organized luxury apartment. These aren't just pictures. They are triggers for social comparison. A 2023 study in the Journal of Consumer Research found that high social media users have a 40% higher impulse buying rate. Why? Because when you see what everyone else has, you feel a gap. You feel less than. And the easiest way to close that gap is to spend money. So Jason buys the $8 latte he saw on a story. He buys the $45 skincare set from TikTok. He buys the 130 sneakers from a YouTube ad. He thinks, I chose to buy this. No, Jason, the algorithm planted that desire in your brain 3 weeks ago. According to Deloitte, social media influences between $1,500 and $3,000 of unplanned spending per year for the average consumer. The total bill for Jason: time value $27,000, impulse spending $2,000, data value $500, total $29,500 per year. Jason makes $58,000. These free apps are effectively taxing him 50% of his income in lost time and money. That is the real price of free. Let's be honest about how this feels. It's that feeling when you lie in bed and say, just 5 minutes, and suddenly it's 1:30 a.m. You have to be up at 7, and you can't even remember a single video you just watched. It's the emptiness on a Sunday afternoon, after you've scrolled for 3 hours, and your brain feels like deep-fried mush. It's seeing a friend's promotion post, and suddenly feeling like a failure, even though you were perfectly happy 10 seconds ago. It's the realization that you have no hobbies anymore, because your only hobby is consuming other people's lives. This is the real cost. It's not just dollars. It's your focus, your mental health, and the gap between who you are and who you could be. We need to step back and look at the system. This isn't about you lacking willpower. This is surveillance capitalism. Harvard professor Shoshana Zuboff wrote the book on this. She explains that tech giants don't just record your behavior. They predict and modify it. They aren't just selling ads. They are selling future certainty to advertisers. They are selling the certainty that you will buy those shoes if they show them to you at exactly 8:14 p.m. on a Thursday. Alphabet Google made $238 billion in ad revenue in 2023. Meta made $132 billion. That money came from your attention. In North America, Meta makes roughly $68 per user per quarter. That's over $270 a year off your head, and you don't see a dime of it. And here's the conflict of interest. What is good for you? Spending less time on your phone. What is good for Meta? You spending every waking second on your phone. Their stock price depends on your addiction. They are betting against your success. I know what some of you are thinking. But Dean, I need social media to stay connected. I can't just delete everything. I'm not saying delete everything. That's like saying stop eating if you want to lose weight. It's about control, not deletion. You need to understand that the app is designed to be a bottomless pit. But I learn stuff. I get news and trends. According to Pew Research, only about 15% of social media time is spent on actual active learning. The other 85% is passive, zombie mode scrolling. You can get the news in 15 minutes. The other 2 hours is just the dopamine trap. But TV was the same way. No, it wasn't. TV wasn't personalized. TV didn't know your ex-girlfriend's name or that you're insecure about your hairline. Social media is a sniper rifle aimed at your specific psychological weaknesses. TV was just a shotgun. So how do we escape the matrix? Here are 3 strategies. Strategy 1, the attention audit. This week, turn on your screen time or digital well-being tracker. Do not change your habits for 7 days. Just measure. At the end of the week, take that total number of hours and multiply it by your hourly wage. Write that number on a sticky note and put it on your bathroom mirror. Cost of social media this week, $520. Make the invisible cost visible. It hurts to look at, and that pain will drive change. Strategy 2, the free replacement rule. Ask yourself, if Instagram costs $10 a month, would I pay for it? Most people say no. Yet you are paying with hours that are worth way more than $10. Conversely, ask, would I pay $5 a month for a tool that blocks the newsfeed? Sometimes paying money to save time is the best investment you can make. Free is often the most expensive option. Strategy 3, intentional time blocking. Don't try to quit cold turkey. Instead, restrict it to junk food windows. 15 minutes at lunch, 20 minutes after dinner. Set a timer. If you cut your usage from 2.5 hours to 35 minutes, you reclaim 1 hour and 45 minutes a day. That is 657 hours a year. That is enough time to learn a language, get in the best shape of your life, or start a business. Get the apps off your home screen. Turn off all notifications. Create friction. Let's wrap this up. You think you are using these apps for free, but you are paying with your time, your data, your focus, and your happiness. Silicon Valley isn't running a charity. They are running the most profitable trade in human history, exchanging their digital candy for your most finite resource, your life. Wow, Instagram is free. Thanks, Mark. That is the sheep thanking the farmer for the free grass on the way to the slaughterhouse. I'll leave you with this question. Your attention is worth tens of thousands of dollars a year. Meta knows it. Google knows it. Do you? And now that you know the price, are you going to keep giving it away for free? Or are you going to invest it in yourself? Check your screen time today. Do the math. If that number makes you uncomfortable, good. That means you're ready to wake up. There is no such thing as free. The price is just hidden, and the invisible price is always the highest one. If this video made you look at your phone differently, hit like and subscribe, and send this to that one friend who spends 3 hours a day on TikTok. We need to start talking about the real price of free. See you in the next one.